Hi everybody, in this video I will explain you about clinical SaaS programming or clinical SaaS career. This is a very high in demand career. I would definitely recommend this career, clinical SaaS programmer, this career to people who are from life sciences background or people who are from statistics background. Life sciences background, for example, people who have done their graduation in BZC, botany, zoology, chemistry, or people who have done their B pharmacy, even doctors, even people who have done their microbiology, genetics, bioinformatica, anything, any life sciences career graduates, you can think for clinical SaaS career to get into the IT industry. People who have done their BSc or MSc in life sciences, at the same time people who have done their BSc or MSc in statistics, BSc stats or MSc stats are also eligible, will be a good fit for clinical SaaS programmer, this kind of career or job roles. Now let us understand what is this clinical SaaS. Clinical SaaS, this has two words, clinical SaaS, right? Let us understand first what is SaaS. SaaS is a software. It is a platform or it is a software. SaaS full form is Statistical Analysis System. Statistical Analysis System. It is a software or a platform which helps companies or organizations to do a certain task. I mean to say analyzing big data, very huge number of data. This software helps to analyze or take out important information from those kind of data. This software helps us to do that. This software can be used, SaaS software can be used for different industries and different markets also. One of the industry is into healthcare. In healthcare, there is a specific niche or there is a specific division that is called as clinical research trials or clinical research. For clinical research also, SaaS software is used. That is the reason for any project, for any company where SaaS is used for clinical research task or trials, data analyzation, there this software is called, the people who work on this software are called as clinical SaaS programmers. Now let us understand what exactly happens in the first word, clinical trials or clinical research. What exactly happens, I will explain you. Imagine or let us assume there are three entities. One is a pharmaceutical company which manufactures tablets, medicines, vaccines. This is the first company. There is one more company, that is a company which test the result of these vaccines. Vaccine manufacturing will manufacture the vaccine. It will give the vaccine to the second company that usually test whether the vaccine is effective or not. Now, to test these vaccine or medicines are effective or not, these clinical research or clinical trial companies will do lot of testing. First, they will do the trials on animals, guinea pigs, monkeys, rats, these kind of animals. The effect of the medicines it tested. If the animals are okay, if the tests are passed, then these same trials are done on human beings. Human volunteers are invited. They are also paid some money, but human volunteers are invited, and on them the same trials are done to test if the vaccines or the medicines are effective or not. Now after the human volunteers, again human volunteers means it won't be like one person or two person, like lakhs and lakhs of data will be collected from these human volunteers, healthy human volunteers, some issues, health issues human volunteers, pregnant ladies, kids, or people who have diabetes and things like that. So lakhs and lakhs of data will be extracted or taken out from all these trials, and they are stored in the computer or in the database. Now there is one more entity called government organizations. Government organizations, in the whole clinical research or clinical trial, this whole scenario, government organizations check if the clinical trials company organization which has done the research part or the trials analysis, checking the effectiveness of the medicine, if they have done the process correctly or not, and if the data, if the report is correct or not, the government entity will decide if the reports are genuine, if the reports are positive. Only then they will launch the medicine in the market. Only then the medicines are published or they are ready to market in the like in the normal market. I think you got an idea about the clinical research part. Now in this whole thing, the government organization, they are giving more focus, they are giving more weightage to all the reports that are coming from the SaaS software. SaaS software is used to analyze all the data in this whole scenario, in this whole situation. So because SaaS gives a very deep insights into the data, very accurate information is collected or given by this SaaS software. That is the reason organizations give more importance to all the reports that are generated through SaaS software. Now the second type of company that I have explained you, which does this kind of clinical research, these company usually hires SaaS clinical programmers, people who checks the data, which creates reports on the basis of the data using SaaS software. So this is how clinical research or clinical SaaS programmers demand is also very high in today's world. It is a very high in demand career. What kind of companies they do this kind of clinical trials or clinical research? There are many companies. One example is Novartis. So that is a company which does this kind of thing. There are third party companies also. Example Accenture, which has outsourced this data analysis part, and they create the reports, and they understand the effectiveness of the reports and all those stuff. Accenture like companies have also started doing this kind of data visualization or data analysis part. Now to become a SaaS programmer or clinical SaaS programmer, what is the eligibility criteria? I would say yes, the candidate has to be a graduate. They must have done their graduation. Any graduation is okay. But why I focused at the beginning of this video that even a life sciences graduate can also do clinical SaaS programming, because there will be lot of terminologies in the clinical trials part. In the data visualization part, there will be lot of terminologies that only a life sciences graduate can understand. Vaccines and enzymes, there will be lot of things. So that is the reason, if a candidate who is from life sciences graduate and done this course, clinical SaaS programming, those kind of people are given more preference. At the same time, if a candidate has done MSc or BSc statistics, because this role also needs some data visualization thing, so even a stats candidate will do the job very effectively, very nicely. That is the reason stats candidates are also eligible. But I would say yes, graduation is must. If you are an undergraduate, I would recommend you to complete your graduation and then learn this kind of skills, and then only start for job searching. Now, what are the skills that are required to become a clinical SaaS programmer? First thing is definitely you have to be an expert in working in this SaaS software. This is the first requirement. You have to be very good in SQL scripting. You have to write the queries and all. You also have to learn you should be an expert in MS Excel. You should also have some good knowledge about data concepts, because you will be working a lot of data, and you should also have some good knowledge about the clinical trials, the whole process, how it works. The candidate should have good knowledge on that. So these are some of the technical skills, but when it comes to soft skills, I would also recommend, yes, communication skills is also a must, because this person will be working with the manufacturing company and different entities. So yes, communication skills is also a must for this kind of job role. Now, what is the salary a clinical SaaS programmer usually gets? Clinical SaaS programmer, for a fresher candidate, salary might range from 3.5 lakhs to 6 lakhs per annum. This is for fresher candidate. Again, the salary depends from company to company, and also from which city you are applying, for which city the company is hiring. It depends on the city also. So salary on an average may range from 3.5 lakhs to 6 lakhs per annum. This is for a fresher candidate. Now, how can you learn this clinical SaaS programming? Yes, there are so many organizations, there are so many academies, online academies and training institutes outside. You have to search for these kind of training institutes to learn clinical SaaS. Do not blindly go with the marketing or advertisements that all these brands do. I would recommend, if you are a fresher, go to all these training institutes, listen or attend the demo classes. Every organization, before starting a batch, they will have their demo classes, right? So attend 2 or 3 demo classes, then take a decision that whether to join this training institute or not. You also have to check if the trainer is experienced or not. I have also seen people training IMETUs who are like 1 year experienced or 6 months experience and they started training. So those kind of people, I consider them as freshers only. Freshers training other freshers, they won't be able to add value in the training. So I would say when you're going for clinical SAS training, check if the trainer has more than 10 years of experience only. I would suggest to go ahead with those kind of trainers. So that was all about training, and if you have any questions about clinical SAS programming, then let me know in the comment section of this video. If you like this video, please click the like button, and if you're watching this video for the first time, please subscribe. My name is Sushmita Madhu and this is my English channel. Thank you so much. Namaste.